What's up? This is just kind of a candid video. It is Sunday, February 23rd of 2025. And man, this is just a video on what I'm actually going through. I know a lot of people see me on social media and they see the work that I put in, a very small percentage of it, but they also see some of the successes that I've been able to accomplish, that my team has been able to accomplish, and the businesses that we're starting. But I'm just going to share with you kind of the raw reality of things and how I'm feeling. Some of it could surprise you, some of it might not surprise you. But I'm actually sitting in line at the car wash, washing my girlfriend's car on the Sunday, on the Sunday, and so I have some time while I'm waiting for my next spot in line. So yeah, it's been pretty crazy, but the business has grown tremendously. And if you would ask me, when I first started, if I would see myself in this position, a year and a half in, I would say, no way. And if you would ask me, 2 years ago, if I would have had this awesome girlfriend of mine, I would have said no way either. And so a lot of, I've been really, really blessed, but I want to let you know that it comes with a tremendous, tremendous amount of stress. And it's just weird as you continue on this successful path. What happens is you keep accomplishing more and more and more, but like you don't feel any better. You feel like, if the first 10K month you ever hit, like a lot of people set the goal to make 10K and then you hit 10K and then you're like, oh, it's really not that much. And then you hit more numbers in revenue, or if it's like how many clients, you get 5 clients and then you're like, oh, 5 clients is enough. And then all of a sudden you want more and more and more. And so it's really, really difficult to stay grateful, and it's really, really difficult to remain grateful but also hungry at the same time. And that's what I'm going through right now. Like, I'm doing better than I ever have before, yet I feel like I haven't accomplished anything. I feel like I haven't achieved anything, and that could be a really scary place to be for some people. And I know that we're just pulling up. But I know that could be a very scary place for some people, but I think it comes with the territory. And so now, I'm just pulling up to the car wash. And so, yeah, it's a very interesting spot, but I'll be right back. Anyways, I'm back. You just finished washing my girlfriend's car, and then the people next to me were getting in a fight with someone else at the car wash stall. Super weird. So in Oklahoma right now, it's been snowing and like super cold lately. And so now it's finally sunny out and it's like 60, 70 degrees. And so everyone's washing their car because all their cars are all dirty from the winter and from the snow and stuff like that. And so there's these people next to me that just got in a fight. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get the heck out of Dodge. And so while they were fighting, I was just like, I probably shouldn't record after the car wash here. So I drove away, and now I'm at the gym, and now I'm in the gym parking lot about to go work out. And so now I thought it'd be a good time to record. But back to what I was saying is, being successful and accomplishing multiple things and accomplishing your goals in your life takes sacrifice. And everyone says, oh, once I make it, it's gonna feel amazing. And I'm here to tell you that I haven't, quote unquote, made it in society's terms, I guess. But I've had some great success for 25 years old, and I'm going to be honest, it doesn't feel amazing. It doesn't feel like the way that I expected it to feel. It's just like, okay, so what? And honestly, I almost feel the same way that I felt when I first started off, because as you continue to elevate and as your revenue goes up and your life expands and your impact increases, it comes with a cost. That cost is your mental health. And that's something that not enough people talk about. But I mean, my brain is completely fried by Sunday. I work 7 days a week, and then, it feels like every 7 days I'm just like, oh, when you're staring at the computer for 16 hours straight. Some days I don't even leave my house. There's been multiple days in a row, or 3-4 days in a row, where I don't even step outside, and I'm just looking at the computer, taking calls, building this business. And many times it feels mundane. I never really get bored. I really enjoy what I'm doing, but sometimes it's just like, there's so much stuff to be done, so much work to be done. But I always have to tell myself that when I first started out, I would kill to be in this position. And that's a sacrifice right there. That's a sacrifice of doing business. That's a sacrifice of being, you know, I wouldn't say being successful, because I don't ever like to call myself successful, being on the way. And so, yeah, like the business is just like, it's crazy. Like we're getting so many calls, so many people want to talk to us. I get so many people DMing me and messaging me on Instagram, wanting to talk and just learn more about what I do and everything like that. And that's great and all. And I love that, but it's just so much. And would I want to have it any other way? No, right? But it is so much. And when you're working 16, 17-hour days and your phone doesn't you know, stop ringing, which is what I prayed for, it can be draining sometimes, because you never have a time to just go. Like sometimes I feel like I don't even breathe. I don't even take a deep breath until the end of the day when I go to bed. And it could wear on your mental very easily. And so it's not always super fun and exhilarating. As much as I love doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to continue doing it, and we're building, we're growing, and I can't see myself doing anything else right now. It does come with a cost, and that cost is being worn out all the time. But then finding ways to just bite down on the mouthpiece and getting things done. That could be a difficult client. That could just be so many projects and so many things to do. Lately, what I've had an issue with, like, there's so many tasks. Like I'll be like, okay, there's 5 tasks to do, and I'll put it on my sheet, and then all of a sudden, by the time I get to the second task, my phone's blown up. I got a bunch of calls, a bunch of emails, and now I'm like, oh shoot, now I have 25 tasks. And then by the time I get to task 15, it's like, oh shoot, I check my email, oh, I got another 50. And then you end up just like stacking. And so then you're just like playing catch up. And that's what happens when you're a business startup, when you don't have 50, 60, 70, 100 people employed, and you got, like, I have a team of 5 or 6. And so we're just burning candles at both ends. It's really fun. I'm not in a bad place at all. This is a great place to be, financially, spiritually, physically, my relationship with my girlfriend. So relationally, if that's a word, everything is going well. But yeah, there's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. And then it's funny, like I was saying earlier in the video, when you reach a certain level and you hit your goal, let's say that's 10K a month, right? Like I said, everyone wants to hit 10K a month. Say you hit that and you hit it again and you hit it again and you hit it again, you're like, oh, this kind of sucks. And you like push the goalpost back. And so you're constantly thinking you're not achieving anything. You're constantly thinking that, like, it's not good enough. And that's a dangerous place to be. It's a good place to be for a little bit. It's a good place to be because you're hungry, you want more. But if you stay there for too long, you forget how blessed you are. And you forget that many people would kill to be in your position. And so it's always good to move that goalpost back. I do that all the time. I never feel like I've achieved anything. That's why in this video, I'm like afraid to even call myself successful, even though everyone's telling me that. I just don't feel that way, because I'm constantly like, okay, 10K is cool. Now let's see if we can hit 100K in a month. And then let's see if we can hit 1 million. Like, it's always moving it back. And so one of my mentors told me, Marcus, when you hit a goal, you just need to breathe and recognize what you just did, thank God, and then move on. Because what happens with me is I don't even breathe. I don't even recognize. I do thank God for everything, but I don't like recognize the magnitude of the situation. And so I'm just constantly like, oh, hit a goal. Okay, what's next? Oh, that's not good enough. Boom, boom, boom. And it, like, you can go crazy. You can drive yourself crazy. And I've found moments when I've stuck inside for 4 days, working, looking at the computer, just not talking to anyone physically, except on the phone and over text, but like just literally just looking at the computer all day, every day, 4 or 5 days straight. And I go a little stir crazy sometimes. It's like, dude, just breathe. Know that you're in a great spot for your age, 25 years old. You have 2 companies. They're both doing well. Just relax and enjoy and be grateful for what you have, because many people would kill for your situation. And so that's just to wrap up. I just want to just kind of let you know how I feel, what I'm going through. And I want to talk to that person that's on the come up or wants to start their own business or start their own personal brand journey. Is like, it's difficult. It's not fun always. It's a grind. You don't get burnt out, but you get very tired, and it causes a lot of anxiousness and anxiety. I don't have anxiety, but I get anxious sometimes, and it's a lot. And you just have to bite down on that freaking mouthpiece and be a dog and go get it. But no, it can wear on your mental. So just always make sure you're breathing, make sure you're praying, thanking God, and not being introspective, because I don't like to think about, oh, how did this happen? Just because I like to be in the flow of things, but always just always look back on your journey and use that as a reference to be thankful. Because I guarantee you, if you look back 2 years from now, you're way farther ahead than maybe you expected, and you're in a different position, a better position than you expected. So just always be thankful, always be grateful. But yeah, greatness, success comes with a cost. And, there's many times when I'm with my girlfriend and I'm like, just like freaking out on the inside. Like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And like, everything's great. Like I said, everything's great as a 25-year-old, but like, I'm always telling myself, like, what I have right now isn't good enough when it comes to the business and the whole lifestyle. And so I'm just like always like, oh my gosh, like in a panic to get things done. I think that can be that I've used it as a tool and a sense of urgency to get things done so quickly, where I can get something done in a day and it might take someone else a month to get it done. And so I've used it as a tool, but you have to be very careful with pressure, stress, and urgency, because if you let it if you let it hit you every single day and you're like constantly just like freaking out and anxious and filled with pressure and like urgency, what can happen is what happens to me. Every 7 days I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta go again. And so you just have to be very careful, and you just have to you have to know when to dial it in and dial it back. Because if you're just on go and on 24/7, what I'm learning is I become a lot less productive. I'm less focused when I'm like super tired and just like, feeling like a zombie. So just understanding your limits, pushing your limits, but then just going little by little, pushing the limits a little by little. All right. So this is the video of me just talking about where I'm at in life and what it takes to be great, or what I think it takes to be great. And I just want to be really open and transparent with where I'm at. Doing great, feel great, but I'm, filled with pressure, filled with stress all the time, but it's good stress. Remember that all stress is good. It's going to grow you. Your muscles cannot grow without stress. Same with you. You cannot grow without stress. So embrace all forms of stress, but make sure you're grateful. Make sure you're filled with gratitude. Make sure you're praying, and make sure you're telling the other people around you how grateful and thankful you are, and giving them time to connect with you. With that said, I'm always watching from afar. I wish you the best of luck. Keep on killing it. Work hard. Do not give up.